What up, YouTube? Dirt Hill Cards here with my Obelisk deck. I'll be doing a deck profile, and here we go. Basically, I went to my locals with this deck, and I went 3-1. I lost to a machine deck with a bunch of Jinzos and stuff. It was really weird. So, let's get it started. First things first, I run double Obelisk. Obelisk is a beat stick, obviously, and it requires 3 tributes, and it can't be targeted by effects. So overall, he's basically a really good card. The only way to destroy him is by Dark Hole, Mirror Force, or Lightning Vortex, but yeah. Next card, I have one Blackluster Soldier Envy. Requires 1 light and dark. I have a few lights in here, and yeah, he's a pretty good clutch card, and you know, he's good. Next, we have 2 Light and Darkness Dragons. This card can win duels by itself. Whenever my opponent activates anything, I can negate it by losing 500 attack. So it's a pretty good card in the sense that I can just negate everything. So yeah. Next, moving on to the Monarch side, I run triple Kai's. Basically tribute 1, banish 1. Really good card. And the last tribute monster is Dark Dust Spirit. Basically, it's a really underrated card. Not really people know about it, I think. So basically, I tribute him, and I get to destroy all face-up monsters on the side on the field. So it's good to do. It's basically like a mini nuker, and it requires 1 tribute. And when I'm done, it goes back to my hand. So it's a really good card. Next, I run the Frog Engines. I run double Treeborns. Where's my other Treeborn? Double Treeborns. Basically, when it's in the graveyard, it's supposed to during my stamina phase when I have no spells and traps. So I don't have any traps, but I do have like I think 3 spells. But yeah. Next, I run triple Swamp Frogs. Swamp Frogs are basically how I dump my my level 2 or lower water types in the graveyard, so I can get Rodent Toad and Treeborn out. So yeah, and effect is I can send it back to my hand and recycle his effect. Next, I run 1 Rodent Toad. Basically, when Rodent Toad's in the graveyard, I can remove and play 1 frog to special summon from the graveyard, and I can use him as a tribute. So he's good to get that extra 1 little tribute out, and yeah. Next, I run 3 Gravekeeper Spies. Basically, just a level 4, and I do have the option to synchro summon for Utopia, and basically, if my opponent attacks into it and his attack is lower than my defense, I basically got 2 monsters right there, and I can use that to tribute for devastating cards. And now we're moving on to the staples. I run 1 Effect Veiler, 1 Max C, and 1 Sangan, and a Glowbulb. Is Glowbulb staple? I'm not sure. But I also do run a Glowbulb, so yeah. I don't really have to go really that deep into these cards. Hopefully you guys know what they do. Besides probably Sangan, but yeah. And next we're gonna move on to the negators of the deck. Basically negate from battling, negate from battles and stuff. So it keeps myself up afloat. I run 1 Battle Fader. Oh no, triple Battle Faders. Basically, whenever my opponent attacks, I can special summon him from my hand and end his battle phase. So it's a really good card to negate attacks and keep myself alive, and I can also use him as a tribute, so it's a good card. Next, I run double Tragonities. Basically, whenever my opponent inflicts battle damage to me, I get to special summon from my hand, and he gains 600 attack for each card in my hand. And he also gives me the option to synchro summon for different monsters because I can choose 1 level monster from my graveyard, and it becomes that level for 1 turn. And I can synchro summon for a couple things, and yeah. Next, I run 1 Gores. Just basically a staple in this deck too. 27 beat stick because I do run no spells, and yeah. I also am using proxies a little bit. I am using proxies, but I am getting those cards soon for trades on YouTube. So yeah. Next, I run triple Strikers. These are just proxies. I just added in TGs to this deck like a couple minutes ago. And yeah, I just want to see how it runs. And I think it'll probably run well because people say that TG cards are really consistent. So yeah. Next, I run 2 Rhinos. You know, basically a 2000 beat stick. When he dies, get another one. And I could pull off some really good combos like Probably let him die, get out a T.G Werewolf, and special summon Treeborn next turn, special summon Werewolf for my hand, get 2 cards right there, and then tribute for a lad or something. Next, I run triple T.G Werewolves. Basically just special summon for my hand, and I do get the option for level 3s, I believe, or I do not have. No, never mind, wrong deck. Yep, I don't have options for level 3s. But he is a really good tributor or maybe synchro summon. So it's a good card. That's basically it for the TG build. And moving on to the spells. Triple enemy controllers. Basically, enemy controller is I only use it for a second effect, or maybe I use it for its first effect, but still. Whenever my opponent, I can, during my standby phase, yeah, I'll show you the combo. During my standby phase, I can special summon Treeborn Frog from my graveyard in defense mode. Chain enemy controller, tribute him, and take control of one of my opponent's monsters. But Treeborn still gets to come back because it's all happening during my standby phase. So basically, I get a 2-card sweep for that, and yeah, it's a good card. And lastly, I run 1 Soul Exchange. Soul Exchange is basically I select one of my opponent's cards, and I use it as my my tribute in a place of my own monster. So it's good. Tribute, summon Kites maybe, or Obelisk, and yeah. So it's a really good card, and yeah. So now we're moving on to the extra deck. I believe it's 15. I'm not sure. First, I run tokens for my Gores. These are just little ninja tokens I got from Naruto. So first, I run 1 Utopia, 1 Leviathan. 2 Gachis. Those are basically for the Exceeds. What is this? Basically for the Exceeds. And yeah. These I can get out with Spy. This I can get out with TG Werewolves. And these 2 I can get out with Rodent Toad and Swamp Frog. Good cards. So now we're moving on to the Synchros. I believe the Synchros are out of order. And yes, they are. Let's get it. So first, I run 1 Formula. I do have the option for Formula because of my Treeborn Frog and my Glow Up Bulb, and my Effect Feeler. So, pretty good card. Get to draw 1. Next, 1 Armory Arm. I do have the Frogs, and yeah, the Frogs, I can still synchro for a 4-star. 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon for those Necro Valleys. Thought Ruler Archfiend, just to gain some life points, and yeah. Scrap Dragon, Tribute 1. I can combo with Treeborn Frog. Yeah. Red Dragon Archfiend. Basically, it gets rid of my opponent's defense. Pretty good card. Canister. Good card. Basically, at level 5, whenever it attacks a non-dark monster, destroy it immediately by effect. So it's a good card. Stardust. My Warranty. TG Hyper Librarian. I've used T.G Hyper Librarian a couple times against my friend's Junk Doppel deck, and I get to draw a couple cards for that too, so it's good. And it also is a level 5, so yeah. Next, 1 Bryonic, Staple, Black Rose, and Trishula. So that's basically it for the deck. Now we're gonna move on to the extra. Nah, we don't have extra deck. But that's basically it for the deck. You know, tell me what you guys think about the deck. Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Just let me know. And please subscribe and comment, and thank you guys for watching. See ya.